When Canadians find a dead alien. I mean, is this going to be like a fucking... There's no... Okay, they're not... You're not going to actually be able to convince me that that is a real alien. Dead or alive, that just looks like a bulbous figurine. A bad prop. That one looked more real. I just fully... I fully think that anybody that claims to have found an alien and that alien is a bipedal creature with a bulbous head that looks like E.T. and they drive a saucer UFO is a fucking scam. I mean, yo, great way to, you know, actually disguise yourself as an alien is to just, like, pan into the stereotypes, but, like, I'm not going to believe that. 1992.
Over a decade ago, a very strange video emerged on the internet. It shows a recording of photographs taken in 1992 in Quebec, Canada. Those photographs depict what appear to be a short, naked corpse of a gray alien. What is also mysterious is how little...
If it has a dick, I'm not believing it. I'm putting that right now. If it has the same reproductive organs we do, nope. Nope. Or if it's smooth, that's also another thing. I need to see some weird, like, bulbous thing popping out of its, like, right shoulder that it uses to, like, reproduce.
Information exists on this case. And so,
ain't no way an alien penis is a thing.
Did a deep dive. The footage itself is one...
Almost every animal has genitalia on Earth. Almost every animal on Earth, right? And to say that I've said this a million times. So, you know, if you watch a lot of my content, sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here. If you are an alien from another planet, light years away, tens, hundreds, thousands of light years away, and you make your way to Earth and die, I'm already questioning your intelligence. Like, how the fuck did you even get... You died? You died. You were capable of getting from thousands of light years away, right? Something that would take us, you know, millions of years to fucking get to. Like, with the current technology we have. They're able to get here in an instant, in one life. And then they die in the snow in Canada? That's already sketchy. And then on top of that, you evolved and developed, you know, maybe some level of consciousness perception on another planet. Say it's in the Goldilocks zone. You're not going to be bipedal. Why would you look like us and have 5 fingers and fucking all this other shit?
1 minute and 21 seconds long. It was uploaded by the YouTube channel called Étrange Videos in 2008.
That is a wooden doll. That is a wooden doll.
And again in 2013. And also included detailed comments from the uploader, giving context on its origin and claiming to be the one who did the recording. In total, there are 10 photographs of the corpse, and 3 other pictures to provide context. The first one is a depiction of greys from an abduction account in a book, including the Charles Moody case from 1975. The second is a title screen saying, Hiver 92, l'Annonciation, which translates to Winter 92, and l'Annonciation being a municipality in Quebec, Canada. The third picture is a map, with the location of the finding, Riviera Rouge. The last picture...
Where's the body? The government might have taken it.
Curiously, is a drawing.
What are the Canadians gonna do with an alien?
Or rather, a petroglyph from Uzbekistan, showcasing what appears to be a luminous man. It was used by Eric von Daniken, specifically in his book Chariots of the Gods. Von Daniken is best known for his books on alien influence on early human...
Was God an astronaut? Bro.
Civilization, more commonly known as the ancient alien hypothesis, which is likely why it was included in the footage. The uploader, claiming to be the person who recorded this and uploaded it to YouTube, provided detailed context for where he or she got these photos from and their attempts at making them public. The uploader writes, "In the winter of 1992, while I was living in Montreal, A friend of my former roommate came to our apartment to show us some strange photos. These showed what appeared to be a creature of unknown origin, an extraterrestrial biological entity, or EBE, apparently lifeless, discovered by a snowmobiler or perhaps...
I'm cutting off its hand and keeping it. What? If I find a dead alien, I will... bro, if I find a dead alien, yeah, sure, I'll let the government know. I'm hacking off its arm and putting it in a box to be like, this is an alien's hand. Well, I'm going to show you a fucking 240p image and be like, yeah, this is a dead alien we found in the woods.
Too, in a field or wooded area not far from the road.
They'll mind wipe you? You think they have that? Dude, I mean, that's a hypothetical I've ran through multiple times, chat. Alien UFO crashes in your backyard. You know? What are you doing? Right? I'm going out with a weapon, but I'm gonna be kind of like half on the offense, half on defense. I'm gonna be like kind of peaceful, like, you know, just no, I'm not aggressive, but I'm ready, you know, in case they try to lunge at me or something. I don't know what disease it has, so I might like wear a hoodie and go like this. Like poke it if it's dead. Like like roadkill. I'd call my friend first, actually. I'd get Chris to pull up. I'd get Chris to pull up. Then we would both go outside with hoodies on and poke it. See what it is. Take a few pictures of it. Probably take part of its body. Write a note to myself in case they Men in Black mind wipe me. Put that away. Then call. Who do you call? Who do you call? You'd probably call like the police and say that you found it. They wouldn't believe you. Saul, the Ghostbusters. Yeah, I call the Ghostbusters. Hey, I know this isn't really ghost related, but this is something that you guys are going to want to see. I call one of the original actors in the Ghostbusters movie.
This friend stated the photos were from his cousin and were taken in Riviera Rouge in La Annonciation.
Bro, but I just feel like the reason I wouldn't want to call the police is because if you found an alien and you call the cops, they're not roping you in on that shit. You know they're not. They're gonna barricade you in your house. They're gonna fucking rope that shit off and they're gonna say, fuck off. And they're gonna go deal with it themselves. They're not gonna help you, you know, or they're not gonna let you in on what they find. So I gotta be investigating some of that shit myself. I might put on gloves, you know, you don't know what fucking bacteria they got, like some brain-eating amoeba just living on their skin.
On Quebec, which is the circled place on the map. The snowmobiler, or one of them if there were more, retrieved a camera and began snapping photos. The other witnesses in the photographs arrived later by car. They then wrapped a cable or a rope under the arms of the corpse and used a branch to lift it up, hoping to avoid touching it.
That's smart. Oh my god, wait. No, this is making me believe it more. Because they don't want to touch it.
Strangely, they said they left the body out overnight, and when they returned the next day, it was gone, possibly taken by coyotes or other wild...
You're fucking kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. They leave the body? I would camp that shit out with my life. See, now you lost me again. You got me, and then you lost me.
This anonymous uploader then writes, "We then asked him what he planned to do with the photos. He told us..."
I'm not mad if I go out that way either, you know? Like, if I see an alien, know there's alien life, intelligent alien life, and it gives me some disease and I die from it, I mean, I'm not happy, but like, you know, it's like at least you saw an alien.
He would try to contact someone in the field of ufology to try to solve the mystery. Before he left, I quickly grabbed my video camera and recorded the photos one by one. Later, this friend informed the uploader that he contacted Claude McDuff, an author in the field of ufology, and one who had written a book called...
I'd call Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'd email that motherfucker. I would just go live. I'd be streaming that shit on Twitch. Okay, I'm saying if I wasn't on, if I would, Oh, I'd stream that shit on Twitch. Are you kidding me? An alien, imagine the views. I don't give a fuck about the views. I'd be like, y'all better make sure they don't fucking Men in Black mind wipe me. You know? I'd be like, I'm not suicidal. I found this alien. You know?
The trial of the flying saucers, which was an investigative
And then I would also do some shit. Right, see, that's how I would prove that an alien's real, so the government can't hide that shit. Because chat would be like, you're lying, that's not an alien. I'd be like, what do you want me to do? And you'd go like, poke it with a stick. And then it jiggles. And I go, see? You go, cut it open. I go, okay. I go get a kitchen knife. Walk back out. Some like weird pus fucking spews out of it.
fiction approach to UFO sightings and encounters, focused primarily in Quebec, Canada, using
What? Okay, actually, chat, no. See, let me give you the hypothetical. I go live, and I'm, like, in the wilderness. It's, like, 2 in the morning. You're just, like, watching TV, you know, about to go to bed, and you just get a noti, and you're like, Joe Bartolozzi's live. That's weird. And you tap in, and I'm like, guys, you need to see this. And it's like really low quality. It's like cutting in and out, right? It's cutting in and out. Like it's like 420p, like 10 FPS. You hear me, but like the video's low quality, and I'm like showing an alien, right? And I'm like videoing the alien, and I have like a big light spotlight on its body. Let's say it looks however you think an alien would look. What are you believing it, or what question would you be to be like, prove that's an alien? It's dead. It's dead. It's just in the world. It's dead. Its spaceship is also like mangled on fire in the woods. Pick it up. You'd say pick it up. Open its mouth. Ooh. That'd be scary though. Because what if it was still alive? Like a deer. You think it's dead, it starts kicking. Cut it open, lick it, bro. Eat it? What? Nah. I feel like actually, dude, there would be some cornball that would send me 300 bits and be like, how much for you to eat its finger?
and compiled eyewitness testimonies and accounts from the early 1970s.
How much for you to take a bite of it?
However, Macduff informed this friend to not go public or attempt to make any money with the evidence.
How much? There's no amount of money. There's no amount of money for me to be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'd bite the... Dude, what? You're getting a disease.
Because, as he saw it, it would almost guarantee being discredited and humiliated, possibly in a public way. In any case, we were very surprised by the former ufologist's conclusion. Not wanting to be taken for kooks or crackpots, we simply decided to keep it to ourselves, as a sort of secret. We showed the video privately to close friends with open minds, but not to the public. Like many witnesses of unexplained phenomena, I also feared that if I showed the video to the public, people would end up mocking us. And so the tape was kept as a secret.
If my friend that I've known for years randomly goes, I saw an alien a few years ago, here's some photos, I would be annoyed that they didn't take the alien's body. Like, I would be mad at them. I'd be like, why would you not put it in a box and cover it in salt and try and preserve it in some way? Like, you left it outside.
In this friend group, and shown only occasionally to people who they trusted. However,
That's actually TOS. You know, if I got banned on Twitch for showing a dead alien, I think I'd be okay with that. I don't think I would be upset. I don't think Dan Clancy would be mad at me as well. If in this actual scenario, I think if I showed a dead alien and then I got banned, I would be like, you know, this is for the greater good.
Fast forward 17 years later to 2008. In October 2008, around 17 years after the photos came into my life, I finally decided to try my luck at solving the mystery. Lacking the equipment to convert the VHS of the EB...
Yo, how do you live a regular life? Like that, bro, that's like the worst thing that could happen to you. That's like, I always talk about how I would love to see an alien, and I still stand on that, but like logically thinking, you seeing Bigfoot, a Yeti, an alien, any mythical creature or scientific creature, if you saw that, and then no one believed you, you would be the crazy guy that saw an alien. Like, you wouldn't be able to, like, just go to work the next day.
Photos into a digital file, I had to film the VHS footage with my digital camera by recording it off the screen of my tube TV. I then uploaded the video online through the video sharing site YouTube. Thanks to this format, anyone can remain anonymous, and by avoiding judgment, share their stories or discoveries in peace.
Lame.
From there, the video was briefly
Lame. Bro, I feel like I would just be like, this is an alien I saw.
picked up within ufology circles, but not to the degree that the uploader had.
Them being anonymous makes me think it's fake.
They write, "To help witnesses come forward or encourage investigators to take an interest, I included the email address etrangevideos@yahoo.ca at the bottom of the video description on YouTube. Strangely, at first, only one Quebecois investigator came forward, a certain Mr. Morin from Avni, Quebec. He published the details of the case on his website, where I used the pseudonym Mr. R. In December 2008, a journalist from a local newspaper in Riviera Rouge wrote an article about the video. We stayed in touch by email, in case any witnesses pictured in the photos eventually came forward. In January 2009, I reached out to another investigator. However, he declined to investigate, mainly because the only proof I had was the VHS.
That's why you cut off its dick. Cut its dick off. They got whole museums about penises, bro. If you had its dick, they would be like, this isn't a dick of an animal I've seen before. Must be another creature.
2013, I received an email from a Mr. Garcia in Mexico who worked for a TV show called Tercer Milenio, or Third Millennium. He wanted a Skype interview.
You know they had a penis museum in Iceland and I didn't go? And I didn't know about that until recently, and I'm really upset about it. I'm really upset about it. Because I would have so gone to that. A museum where I just walk around, there's just a bunch of penises in jars from, like, varying animals. How interesting that would be. I think I need to go back just for that. I go back for 6 hours, go to the museum, leave. Why would you want to do that? Dude, I love weird museums. I love a museum where it's like, this is a man's colon that was enlarged so much that it ended up killing him. This is a random artifact. I love, like, weird museums. Stuff like that. Like, when we went to Salem and it was the torture museum, bro, that was sick. Being able to see all that.
Anonymous. By January of 2016, the 2008 upload had amassed well over 400,000 views. That same month, a YouTuber named NewBeat2012 uploaded a detailed breakdown of the tape called Authentic Alien Grey EBE Footage Analyzed, Quebec, 1992, which was specifically mentioned by the uploader. I looked into NewBeat2012, and thanks to the Wayback Machine, I found that NewBeat did indeed exist, as did his video, which was also available. In the video, he explicitly talks about the anatomy of the being and how much detail it had, a bit more than what would have been expected from an amateur prop maker in 1992, especially for a hoax. In his video, NewBeat looks at 5 distinct areas: the neck, the legs, pectorals, arms, and torso, and shows
Why are we using these images on a fucking alien video, bro?
that these areas have a great deal more of detail than what
Elon Musk?
otherwise a simple hoax may require. Now, naturally, this is difficult to fully claim given the low quality of the original video, but you do seem to be able to make out distinct details of the neck, as he shows here, along with the shoulder area.
I don't know, bro. I refuse to believe that weak-ass neck would fucking hold his bowling ball of a head up.
Along with the shoulder area. And a clear view of the sternomastoid, more commonly recognized as the V-shaped muscles you see connecting from behind the ear down to your collarbone, and what may be a coracobrachialis, pectorals, and abdominals. But what I found most interesting was his analysis of the legs, which genuinely do seem to have a lot of muscle definition.
No dick.
When props of aliens are made, there is usually some basic musculature included, some of which would be the same areas that NewBeat2012 highlighted, but this one stood out the most. You can see what appears to be fairly recognizable muscles comparable to a human leg, and that begs the question, would a prop for a hoax in the early days of YouTube require this?
And why is every alien, bro? Do you really think aliens would be that scrawny? Like, the more intelligent they get, the weaker they get. Because every, like, fake alien image I've ever seen looks like some 3-foot alien I could throw against the wall and it would shatter. Like red mist. Like, I just punch it and it would just die. Like, just fucking, they have the structural integrity of an infant. Like, you just throw them and they die.
Here, he inverts a close-up of the body, and you can see what looks like, at first, wrapping. But I don't believe this is wrapping. I believe it's peeling, blistering outer skin. Schizo checkpoint ahead. A tinfoil hat is required beyond this point, because we're going in one level deeper. In 2023, an alleged whistleblower came forward on r/aliens discussing, in depth, the anatomy of gray alien corpses he studied on behalf of the US government. It became rather infamous in ufology circles for how detailed the science presented behind their biology was. This post was even covered by AJ from the Y-Files in a 1-hour, 30-minute stream on his channel, The Y-Files Backstage.
The guy who posted it, whoever he was, or she, he reads like a man.
Now, this case will get its own video, as I have a lot to say on it, but for now, I only want to pick out the crucial details and compare them to this case. This alleged whistleblower on Reddit wrote, "The gray skin that is often described in folklore is in fact a biosynthetic film which, likely, serves to protect the EBO, or extra biospheric organism, from a hostile environment. It doesn't provide effective protection against temperature changes, but it does offer adequate protection against the passage of liquids."
What, so their skin's good for fucking protecting them from getting wrinkled in the water? Like, what the fuck does that mean?
It's possible that this film confers other advantages, but my knowledge on the subject is limited. Under the gray film, the epidermis is rather white, and the texture is very regular and without any hair. So, from my perspective, it may be possible that this wrapping we see is the outer skin coming apart. In fact, a lot of the physical details of this corpse match this man's account. For instance, he also wrote, "The head contains 2 large, oversized eyes, 2 nostrils without protuberance, a narrow mouth without lips, and 2 ear canals without..."
Yeah, mouth without lips. How's it eat?
Auricles. There is a mandible, but the musculature is vestigial. There are no teeth or tongue in the oral cavity. So
it just sucks in food. It just. What is it? A filter feeder, bro? Oh my god.
we see in the video is essentially an exact match. 2 large eyes, basically a flat nose, a very narrow lipless mouth, no ears, and a small jaw. This is what he wrote about the eyes.
Yo, I'm killing that thing. Oh my god. Chat. All right, new scenario. I fucking go live. I go live 2 a.m. There's a crashed alien ship. And it's like on fire. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I gotta go investigate it. And I have like a hammer because it's the only thing that I found as a weapon. And I go I walk up to it and it's like it goes, and it's like crawling out. And you just watch me mallet its head in. I just fucking kill it. Just right there, you're like, yo, we could have spoken to it. And I'm just like, it had to go. It was a threat. I just kill it. Just right there and then. Oh my god. I would be upset at you. You would be mad. Would you guys be okay, chat, what if I was like, I was scared though? Like the alien comes crawling out and I just fucking instantly start killing it. It's the only one in the ship. Now it's just dead. We couldn't ask it any questions. Before I killed it too, it could have been making a noise, but it also kind of sounded like it was going, help, help. And I just fucking like murdered it.
Like the skin, the eyes are covered with a semi-transparent biosynthetic film.
He was reaching. I have a fucking gun. I have a taser. I just have a taser. I'm like, stay where you are. Stay where you are. I fucking start pointing the gun at it. It's like, I'm not.
That offers the same environmental protection while providing protection against certain wavelengths and light intensity. When the film is removed, a more traditional eye is revealed. It's about 3 times larger than a human eye, and there are no eyelids. In other words, the black eyes of the gray are just very large human-like eyes with a dark film cover to them, no different than how you or I would wear sunglasses. Interestingly, this may be seen in the video where we see what appears to be the whites of eyes being visible. Then again, this also could be snow. So the eyes of the alien are, in other words, noticeably large, but not comically so, as shown in the media. Now, humans naturally form caricatures of things in their mind, using things that most define a person. So, for instance, if you met a person with a large nose and were asked to visualize them later, you may imagine it as being comically large. Same with the ears, eyes, etc. We see this in cartoons all the time, being that we exaggerate bodily proportions. So perhaps, is this also true of gray aliens and their black eyes? Lastly, I want to bring up another detail that is easy to overlook. In the photographs, it appears that the head is being articulated and moved around, which would open up many implications. A body, especially a naked one, would begin to freeze solid after death within 6 hours due to the exposure to a winter in Quebec, meaning either this body was very freshly dead, or that if this was a hoax, they made an articulated dummy for what would only be photographs, which would make no sense. Now, this uploader closes out their account stating that a book on this mystery is now in the works. It is unknown the progress or lack thereof on this, given that the last comment from this channel was 5 years ago. Now, here's an interesting detail. This 2008 video isn't on the channel, but I confirmed it existed on the Wayback Machine. A screenshot of the channel was also posted by a Reddit user, Problem Kunde, in 2022 in r/SkinnyBob, discussing the gray alien similarity to the alleged footage of a gray dubbed Skinny Bob. In the screenshot of the channel, the video is there. But if you use the link to get to it, you get greeted with this. This video is no longer available due
Copyright claim.
to a copyright claim by AVI MOAS. Now, who is AVI MOAS? I don't know. I found only one copyright claim by them, and it was this video. I couldn't find a single thing about them. I wish I had more information to share with you, but that's where the trail ends. So, what is my perspective on this case? Well, there are so many unknowns here that it is almost impossible to verify anything. But then again, that's the world of ufology. You have to fundamentally read between the lines because there's no map to guide you. Perhaps this really is just a very well-made prop.
The FBI? I don't know, bro. I just wish I could see a fucking alien before I die. That would be so cool.
For a student movie. Or perhaps this really was a 1 in a million scenario, and people really did stumble upon a fresh alien corpse. However, the idea that people would leave a child-sized corpse alone overnight,
Sure you will, doubt it.
without contacting emergency services and going, whoops, is...
I don't personally believe aliens exist, or rather not made contact with us. One of their bodies were able to withstand the vacuum space to live on a planet without the atmosphere, so that when they make it on Earth, they're unable to withstand the atmosphere, and their ships weren't built for flying in an oxygenated atmosphere. If their ships could withstand the vacuum of space, they would likely be able to withstand a oxygenated atmosphere. Their atmosphere on their planet would not necessarily be exactly the same, but they would live within one because they would have a planet that would have to foster life in some sort of way. I think aliens exist. I think mostly all scientists agree that aliens exist, right? Alien life exists. Life is very common in the universe. Intelligent life is very rare, right? So when you say aliens, if you just mean like aliens like E.T., they may not exist. Life started a long time ago on Earth, like billions of years ago, right? Life is very common. It is easy for like single cell life to exist. Multicellular life into intelligent life is what's rare. That is unlikely. But to say that, like, anywhere in the effectively infinite universe, we're the only planet that has life. Common? No. Common in the sense of in our solar system, but common, yeah, no, not common. But in the sense of the universe, which is effectively infinite, yes, there is other alien life. Intelligent life, another question, right? Another argument.
It's quite a bit odd. And the inclusion of the petroglyph by the uploader at the end would imply that he or she has a pre-existing interest in ufology, potentially prior to coming into contact with these photographs. Or
What is this shit? Like, what is this? Is this like the aliens praising something?
if they are a hoax, it was a motivation to inspire and create the photographs and video. On the other hand, it does bear a striking resemblance to another case that I find to be genuinely very legitimate. But unfortunately, we can't stare at this case in a vacuum for 1,000 hours and deduce it to be a hoax or not. We're left to play detective here, and we have to interconnect what comes down to only maybes and find commonalities and consistencies between other cases, as
It's Paul. It's Paul from the movie.
Researchers do, as in fact any detective does. As new information comes out which we can compare it to, only then can we look back at it and affirm it as true or a work of fiction. Quite literally, only time will tell, and sometimes
I don't think time will tell whether or not that alien video is real or not. I think it really won't go anywhere else after that. I think this is probably the last we're going to hear about that specific video. Alien life, on the other hand, different story. Clearly the alien was killed by Sasquatch. This is what happens when you give Sprite to aliens. Why alien look like Travis Scott? You meet an alien, the first thing you do is just give it drugs. What its response would be. If an alien says, take me to your leader, who are you taking it to? You ain't taking it to the president, so who? Well, if it says, take me to your leader, I'm probably gonna just take it to, like, the governor. I don't know. If it says, take me to, like, your leader, fuck, man. I'm not bringing it to the president. I'm not bringing it to Trump. The FBI, I would probably bring it to, like a prominent scientist. The Pope. That's probably one of the last people I would bring an alien to. I think I would probably bring it to a non-religious figure. Bill Nye the Science Guy is a good pick. Hank Green. If I find an alien, I would bring it to Hank Green. That is who I would pick, and I would go from there. I don't know where Hank Green is. Not Mr. Beast. No, not Mr. Beast. I think I would try to bring it to Hank Green. Hank Green, Alex O'Connor, somebody smarter than me. Somebody, like, well above my intelligence that would probably just know what to do with it. I don't think I would give it to Kim Jong-un, no. So anybody? I'm saying somebody that's, like, you know, gonna know what to do with it. All right, chat.